Welcome to the North State Breakdown with Benjamin Nguyen. Today, we're going over the upcoming Shasta County Board of Supervisors meeting. This meeting will take place this evening, Thursday, November 14th at 5:30 p.m. at 1450 Court Street. Let's walk through what's on the agenda and why these items are important for our community. Starting the regular calendar is R1, a certificate of recognition for Becca's Cafe, celebrating their efforts during community emergencies. This item, sponsored by Supervisor Garman, acknowledges the cafe's history of supporting local causes. R2 follows, with a standard update from the County Executive Officer on county issues, along with reports from the supervisors. Things take a more serious turn with R3, which is a carryover from last week's November 7th meeting. Sponsored by Supervisor Jones, this item focuses on concerns about timestamps on audit logs from the March 5th, 2024 primary election. This discussion will revisit Stephen Umfleet's presentation, which was previously excluded as expert testimony in Laura Hobbs' election-related case. It appears to continue Jones' agenda to question the legitimacy of the election, an election that he lost to Supervisor-elect Matt Plummer by a significant margin. R4, another item sponsored by Jones, addresses issues with ballot overspray involving Runbeck Election Services and Hart InterCivic. This issue hadn't been seen with the Dominion voting systems previously used by the county. The board majority voted 3-2 to remove the Dominion voting machines in June of 2023, based on unfounded claims of voter fraud. The irony is that if Shasta had stayed with the Dominion machines, we would not be having the ballot overspray issue, as Dominion machines do not have the same problems with Runbeck printing as the Hart machines do. Supervisor Jones has promoted the idea of in-house ballot printing, which would be impractical given the county's size. Supervisor Cry mentioned on his radio program that other counties were experiencing issues with Dominion machines.
What I'll tell you is this, Nevada County and Shasta County both have a situation where the Runbeck, the producer of these ballots, there was overspray, so the machines aren't reading them. It's not the Hart's machine's fault. It's the actual ballots. People say, well, if we would have kept Dominion, well, Dominion's having a whole bunch of other problems. Look up, Google Michigan, and look at Dominion.
However, the reported issue in Michigan did not affect anyone's ability to cast a ballot, nor did it delay the vote count, unlike the situation we faced with the Hart machines and Runbeck. This agenda item could be seen as an attempt to question the integrity of the current election process. R5 revisits the $1.4 million grant from the Centers for Tech and Civic Life, CTCL, that was approved on April 9th. Despite the grant providing needed funds for election security, it has faced skepticism due to past political associations. The board will consider whether to waive attorney-client privilege and release related communications to the public. It seems that Supervisor Jones' prerogative to damage Assistant and Registrar of Voters Joanna Francescut before he leaves office, and this item is a continuation of that effort. Jones' consistent attacks on election officials appear to be his final attempt to discredit the election process and those involved in it. Adding to the irony, during the opioid settlement special meeting on November 12, 2024, Jones made a hypocritical statement asking,
Supervisor Jones.
Chair Cry, I'm not sure if I follow you. I mean, if in your private business, if you would turn down free funds for a year or two, I wouldn't turn down funds.
Well, she's not going to turn down free funds.
For any length
but we're not using free funds. We're using our tax dollars.
These are not tax dollars. Sorry, this is opioid funding.
While he continues to oppose accepting the CTCL grant funds. R6, presented by the Assessor Recorder, promises repealing Resolution 2001-228 to change the low-value exemptions for real and personal property. This change comes at a cost analysis showed that the existing thresholds no longer align with the current assessment costs. For resource management, R7 involves a public hearing to amend the zoning for a 4.96-acre property in Reading. This amendment, moving from highway commercial combined with design review to commercial recreation, deserves attention, especially with recent leadership changes in the department that could influence decision-making. The public comment period follows, allowing attendees to speak on items within the board's jurisdiction. While the standard speaking time is 3 minutes, recent instances have shown reductions to 2 minutes, which could limit input. The consent calendar for this meeting is filled with routine items that are generally passed without much discussion. These items often include standard appointments, budget amendments, and minor administrative tasks that keep the county operations running smoothly. However, there are always a few items worth noting for their potential impact. Here are some notable items. C7 is an approval of budget amendments that would increase appropriations by $22,000 in the elections budget. This funding, offset by restricted funds, is essential to ensure the Elections Office has the resources to carry out its duties. Notably, it's likely that the Center for Tech and Civic Life grant is playing a role in assisting this budget. The irony here is hard to ignore given how much Supervisor Patrick Jones is currently pushing back against these funds, despite their clear contribution to election support. Another significant item is C-12, which approves an agreement with Gables Hauling and Demolition, Inc. for a voluntary cleanup assistance program aimed at helping residents who faced economic hardships due to the pandemic. This program, supported by a budget amendment increasing appropriations by $250,000, reflects the county's ongoing response to lingering effects of COVID-19 and its commitment to community welfare. With Supervisor Jones sponsoring so many items on this agenda, this meeting could be one of his final attempts to shape policy before his term ends in December. Community presence is vital, not just for sharing opinions, but to observe and to hold leaders accountable during this period. And that's the agenda preview.